So, if you're starting a business, you may be wondering, what is this general partnership? So, very similar to a sole proprietorship, a general partnership is the default entity anytime two or more people go into business together for a profit. So each partner is liable for everything that happens in that business, including the things that their business partners did or even failed to do, and including those things whether you knew about it or not. So, for example, if you and a friend go into business together, your friend has a great idea, but you have the means to fund the business. But your friend starts trying to grow it too fast, and they're signing contracts that the business really can't afford yet. Guess who's responsible for the entire debt? Well, both of you. And unfortunately, if you're the one with the deep pockets, if you're the one with the assets, the business creditors are incredibly likely to come after you and your personal assets to make sure that that obligation gets repaid. And as I said, it's no excuse that you didn't know that your friend had signed that contract, you disagreed, you didn't want your friend to do that. You are general partners, you're responsible for everything that happens there. It's also not unusual in this situation if two people start operating a business together and they don't put together any sort of an agreement. Later on down the road, there's often disputes about, well, who really owned the business? And inevitably, the person with the money will say, well, the other person didn't put anything into it, so they're not really a business owner. They were just working for me. And so we get into those sorts of fights around, well, who really owns the business? Was that person just an independent contractor or an employee? And that obviously creates a nightmare. So anytime you're going into business and you're going to have business partners, obviously you should have a partnership agreement, and it should address a lot of these worst case scenarios like we've been talking about. But from a legal standpoint, a general partnership is really a default choice. It's not truly a business entity. You don't go and file paperwork with the Secretary of State. You haven't done anything to limit your liability. And so it's really not the best option if you're setting up a new business.